Is it time for my scan? I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille. When will I find out how big Freddie the Tumour is? Closer. Will the chemo side effects have lasting damage to my hands and stop me playing guitar? Never mind your fingers, look at my face. And who's been having bad habits and leakage? What? Come with me through the curtain of blurred colons and find out what's going on in my cancer chemo story. Welcome to the Tumour-tastic video diary number 39. Hi, Skatz here. I know who you are. It's Friday, September the 13th, and welcome to video diary number 39 on Still Alive, where we don't like to die before we die, right? Not good for you. Porridge! Milky. I'll tell you all about my MRI scan in a minute, but first of all, as expected, after my final cycle of intravenous chemo last week, woohoo! The cumulative effects of the nasty chemicals made the following 4 days absolutely awful. The worst one yet, and it made me very glad I'm only having 5 cycles. Some people get 8 or 12 or more, and they have to face the possibility of even more in the future. I really did not like that weekend at all. It's now over a week since the treatment. I'm still a little bit withered and worn out, but I'm definitely over the worst. No, you're not. I am your worst. I actually got out of the house yesterday and I'm well enough to do the YouTooSpain broadcast live tomorrow, featuring as my special guest, yes, he's a super fan, it's the lovely Yogi, who's supported me and both of these channels and the Facebook group so much. He never fails to comment or leave his smiling avatar to make me happy. Sometimes that's all it needs, you know, that's all I need. Don't miss the show anyway. He's got loads of travel stories to tell to inspire you. Oh, happy. You make me sick. I think I told you already I had really crap arm pain this week, stretching from where the needle went in down here all the way up to my elbow. It was just like the neuropathy in my hands and feet, but stronger, and it was like my arm was being gripped at the same time. I can still feel it a little bit now. It's just, you know, it's not as strong. It's fading every day anyway. The numbness and electricity in my fingers is still there a bit. I do keep forgetting until I grab something from the fridge or the freezer and just get stabbed with the pain. I've been trying to play guitar a bit to get the nerve endings repairing themselves. I'll keep you up to date with that. I'm determined to improve my guitar playing too, especially when I'm well enough. I've never had any lessons ever in my life, and I think I've developed some bad habits, so I've got those to overcome. Bad habits. Also, I've got a burning desire to be able to play guitar solos. I've never ever sort of worked on it properly really, and it's always eluded me. There's just a bit of a block in here that I need to remove. Watch this space. I'm watching. Speaking of which, I haven't created a random song for you for ages, so leave me a comment with some random words and phrases for me to put in the musical melting pot and stir vigorously. Thank you in advance, my lovelies. Punch! The nausea and fatigue have been full on this week, especially over that weekend. Every burp is an adventure, and I've ended up with a little bit of sick in my mouth far too many times. Sometimes in the middle of the night when I have to leap up to an upright position and gulp it down, which isn't fun at all. It's the part I hate the most. Well, and the fatigue, of course. That's just interminable. Stop it with the long words. I've still been sleeping on a beach towel on top of the bed sheets. I don't know if I told you about it before. It's a guard against poo leakage at night. Well, it doesn't actually stop it, but it just stops it going everywhere. Anyway, the diarrhea has reared its explosive head several times this week, fortunately not in the bed. I'm hoping that when I finish the chemo tablets next week, that will be the end of sloshy poo and nausea. I don't like. Oh, was his poor little tummy-wummy all hurty-wurty then? I even leaked a little bit of wee earlier in the week while burping. Oh well. Could have been a lot worse, I suppose. I can make you leak from every orifice. That neck pain I had was weird. It was right on the vein here. You know, that's just about gone now. As is the twitchiness that takes over a muscle, especially one up here and one on my hand, or you know, a muscle or a tendon. I don't know what it is. They're always in random places, and I just can't stop them. I try and massage them and stuff, but you know, it's like the thing you get when you're tired. Have you had that? You know, it's usually on your eyelid or something like that when it's twitching. Tell me in the comments if that's something that's affected you. Twitchy, twitchy. Did I mention the jaw ache I get when I have my first meal of the day? I think I have. I'm starting to repeat myself. Anyway, that's still there. Just a little now, though. But it still catches me unawares. Oi! Monday I finally managed to do a bit of work, planning the videos for the week. It was knackering. It's just going to carry on getting worse. Anyway, that's enough moaning. I just have to express it, you know, and get rid of it. That's the best way to do it for me. And sorry you have to face it, but there you go. It's a bit of fun as well, you know, getting rid of it once and for all, and it leaves a bit more room for the loveliness. Punch, punch, punch! Hey, you know, I was thinking after I rang the bell at my final treatment last week, it was a really good celebration, but part of me felt it was a bit premature because the worst of the side effects was still to come. So, inspired by Howard from Big Bang Theory, I've grabbed a bell app from the App Store. So I'm going to try and find it now while we're on here. What have I got it? I've got it down under emergencies on my phone. So that means I can ring the bell because I haven't got a proper bell. And I can do that once I've finished the tablets, because that seems like it's an even bigger celebration to me, the end of the nausea. So there will be extra bells. In fact, let's have one now for the end of the worst of the side effects. Here we go. I've got to shake it. Oh no, I've got to turn on the there it is. Okay. It should stop. It's not stopping when I've shaken it. Hang on. Stop. Stop. Thank you. It's not the best app in the world, I don't think. I think I'll find another app for next week. Send me a message if you know of a good one, and then we can all ring the bell together. Yay! Let's have a bell ring next week. Stop. Stop the bell. Stop. Oh, just wipe it up. I can't stand it. I had a lovely moment this morning when I woke up early and had a burst of energy. So I tidied up my bedside table. All of the nausea drugs and, well, all of the drugs except the chemo ones, which are downstairs anyway. I don't need them anymore, all of those other drugs. So I've stashed them in a drawer for now until I'm positive I never need them again. Then I can take them back to the pharmacia for proper disposal. That's what you're supposed to do. But it felt so good to clear them away, though. That was brilliant. It's another step towards getting better. I think it helped that I went out last night to a 70th birthday party celebration in the next village. And I got up and danced for the first time in ages, and it felt so good. The birthday was a joint one for a couple who've been amazingly supportive with lifts, encouragement, and organising the benefit gig for me too. So it was a pleasure to share the love with them and bounce back into socialising again. I don't get to socialise. Right, before we get to the news of the scan, have you subscribed to this channel yet? It's only a click. What you waiting for? There's only, I think, 60-something subscribed so far, and I've got 8,500 on the YouTooSpain channel. So there you go. Do it now. It helps the channel get seen, and that helps more people get messages of support from me, and it helps you, you see, and you get to enjoy the shrinkage and demise of Freddie and all of the loveliness that comes along with it. There you go. So remember, every click on subscribe, an angel gets its wings. Misquote! So, the scan. Yes, I got a phone call early this week to say, come in and get magnetised, or whatever an MRI does. What's it called? Magnetic resonance... E for what? What's E? What does the E stand for? Imaging? Magnetic resonance imaging. So it sounds right. Probably. One of you will tell me in the comments anyway, I'm sure. So yesterday Liz gave me a lift down to the hospital in Vélez, Malaga, which is just down on the coast, nearer than Malaga. That's where I had the colonoscopy all of those crazy months ago. It seems like years. And that's where I had the scans too after that. So, yes. Oh, those happy memories of finding out I had cancer. The joy is still in my heart. The nostalgia is making me cross. So this time they stabbed me in the arse. Yes, injected me with Buscopan, so they did. The nurse did that thing where they go, OK, ready, 3, 2, 1, but she injected me on 2. suppose it's better if it's a surprise, isn't it? Before you tense up. The arse muscle can be quite tough. I could have punched you in the face instead if you want. Do you want some? Anyway, I got over it. The injection was to relax my insides so they didn't move and twitch during the scan. I had to wait for at least 20 minutes for that to take effect. I'm not sure why. I think it's quite quick when they inject it in a muscle like that, isn't it? Anyway, then I went to the loo for a final wee, because they don't want that relaxing everywhere, do they? I love to leave a little deposit. There was no milky this time, although Liz reminded me that it was the CT scan last time where they gave me the contrast liquid, that massive drink of milky stuff with the artificial sweetener in it. Yuck! None of that this time. It was a non-contrast MRI. Well, they don't call it MRI here. They call it RM in Spain. Or actually, in their letters, RM, which I think is Resonantia Magnetica. No, use the British letters. From what I remember from the last time, the machine was very quiet, but not this time. They put some headphones on me, so I thought, yeah, well, this is probably going to be noisier this time. There was a full 20 minutes of buzzing and hammering and beeping and very science fiction-y type, all of that kind of stuff. It seemed to go on forever. I'm glad I don't feel claustrophobic, because it was a tight fit in there. I closed my eyes for most of it and concentrated on not moving below my diaphragm. It's a tight fit because you're a fat bastard. And now that's over, I just have to wait for a phone call from the Malaga hospital where I had the radiotherapy to tell me when I have to come in for the consult with the surgeon. Yes, I finally get to meet the surgeon. That's exciting. And that's when I'll find out what the scans have told him about how big Freddie is now. Size is not everything. And from that information and how big the margins are either side of the Freddie, the surgeon, who'll have spoken with my oncology team, will talk me through the plan for the operation. You mean my execution? I've no idea how long I have to wait for the phone call or when the appointment will be. I mean, generally it's been sort of 2 or 3 weeks in the past, the wait for the consult, but we'll have to see. And you'll have to wait just like me. There's no point in getting tense over it, all right? Just calm down. I am not tense. La! On that note, that's all for this week. But next week, I'll be back. And I'm sure I'll have plenty more to talk about. Thank you so much. I just noticed, actually, have you noticed my voice is a bit clearer today? It's not all husky. That's a nice sign. Anyway, thank you so much for continuing to follow my story, sharing your own experiences and sending those lovely messages of support and words for the random song. Do that now. Tune in next Friday for another thrilling episode of Pawns. Keep your fingers and toes crossed, you lovely people, and as always, raise your drinking receptacles with me. The toast is still alive. That's wearing a bit thin now. Let's all do the still alive dance. That is not appropriate.